In this video, we are going to make a Merry Christmas Martini. Welcome to the Average Me channel. My name is Mark, and this is Thirsty Thursday. It is the last Thursday before Christmas, so we are going to make a very special cocktail. If you've been watching the channel leading up to today, you know I've been making a lot of holiday drinks. This one is going to be really neat. It's going to have a few options for you that I think you're really going to like. For today's cocktail, we are going to use vodka, cranberry juice, Cointreau, and your choice of either simple syrup or maple syrup. We'll talk about this one in just a little bit. It really comes down to, well, it comes down to two things: taste and the look, the overall look of the cocktail. Then we are going to use lemon juice. I always prefer, whenever possible, to use fresh juices. We are going to top it off, garnish it with a sprig of rosemary. Oh, does that smell good? And doesn't it look Christmassy? And to decorate my glass, I already took care of the decoration of the rim before we started. What I have been using, and I'm really happy with this, if you're just going to use sugar or salt, you know, I might just run the lemon or lime around the rim and dip it in the sugar or salt. But when it's going to be decorative, what I've taken to using is cake decorating gel. This works really, really good. And I put that around the rim and it sticks there really well. And then I use a colored sugar. In this case, I used red. The drink's going to be primarily red. This is going to set off the color, the green sprig. But you might also want to use a green. And if you use a red gel, the green sugar might look really nice on there. You could even mix up red and green sugar. It's one of those options. You could try it all and see what you like best. So we're going to start with my straining shaker. I do have some ice in here. We're going to use my jigger. Now I will tell you this, that the small side is slightly more in volume than half of the large size. So when I talk about half, I'm just going to pour it a little shy to the top. That's just to tell you the ingredients. I'm going to talk in terms of ounces. This is more than an ounce, but it'll help you out anyway. So we are going to start with a ½ ounce of lemon juice. So, wouldn't you know it, I forgot a knife. I love doing this. So here's my knife, and we will slice that lemon in two. And I'm gonna guess, based on past experience, that 1/2 of this lemon is going to be more than enough to get half of this. I'm gonna go on the big side, but only fill it halfway, because I'm really concerned with that lemon juice going everywhere. Now when you use these juicers, some people like to put it in this way because it matches the shape of the juicer. That's not the way it goes though. It goes in that way, and that way it kind of turns it inside out and juices it really well. So let's see how much we can. Yeah, I hardly gave it a squeeze, and that is already, if I would have squeezed that whole thing, it would have went right up to the brim. So we're going to pour in a ½ ounce of the lemon juice, and I think I'm going to just set that lemon off to the side. That way it won't be in our way. Next up, we're going to have 1 ounce of vodka. And 1 ounce of our cranberry juice. Now I will say, when you're using cranberry juice, you're never, or I shouldn't say never, rarely going to use pure cranberry juice because it's so tart. But you want to try to avoid, if you can, using cranberry cocktail. using cranberry. It's always going to mix with something. It'll be cut with some apple or grape or something, but try to find something that just says cranberry juice if you can. So we're going to use an ounce of that. And obviously that's going to be giving us the red color. And then we're going to use our Cointreau. And this is part of that orange liqueur family, like triple sec. And in a pinch, I suppose you could use triple sec in this recipe as well. And as I said, I'm just going to come a little shy of the rim here because it's a little more than half. And then we have our choice of the sweeteners. So we can use either maple syrup or simple syrup. If we use a maple syrup, of course, you're going to get that maple flavor, but it's also going to darken this substantially. I'm going to use simple syrup. I make my own simple syrup. Those of you who watch the channel know. And we're only going to use 2 teaspoons. So there's not a lot of additional sweetness in here. There's 1. And there's 2. And that really is it for our cocktail. Now I am going to use my straining shaker. I talk about this a lot. You know, if you're a purist, you might want to still use your Boston shaker and then use the strainer top. I just like using the straining shaker. It's just a whole lot easier. Just make sure you hold on to the top. Those of you who have seen me make my mistake know why. I ended up with a mess on my wall. Ooh, that gets your hands so cold. And here we go. Oh, that is a beautiful pink-red color. And then we garnish this with our rosemary. That looks so good. Now before we drink it, I am going to put this down and get a good picture of this for our thumbnail. I think we got some great pictures. Let's give this a taste. And by the way, when you are using a natural garnish like this, whether it be lemon, lime, mint, in this case we're using rosemary, that really does add to the cocktail because when you bring your drink up to taste it, you get that aroma. It really adds to the flavor. Wow, that's a good drink. Oh wow. I'm sorry, I'm getting some of that sugar in my mouth, but this is so good. You get the little bit of tang from the lemon. You get the citrus from both the Cointreau and the lemon. Of course, the vodka will always pick up the taste of what's mixed with it. You're getting the cranberry. Wow. This is a great Christmas drink. It looks beautiful. It's easy to mix. You bring all these things out and you mix it up in front of your friends, you are going to look like a true professional bartender. And look at that. How can anyone not give you an ooh and an ah when they take a look at this Christmas cocktail? Ooh. The Merry Christmas Martini. I hope you've been enjoying all of our cocktails throughout the year. There's one more left. Next week, we have a very special cocktail for New Year's Eve, and I think you're gonna like it. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll see you here next week on the Average Me channel.